IVO1 Industry 2023, the National Industry Exhibition organized by Industrial Development Board in collaboration with Ministry of Industries was held from 22nd to 25th of June at BMICH. Now you can experience this exhibition on a virtual platform as a virtual exhibition Industry 2023. In parallel to this, we have organized a series of programs to upgrade the 21 industrial sectors in Sri Lanka. Today, we are here to discuss about milk-based industrial sector in Sri Lanka. I cordially welcome to my program Dr. Niroshan Gamage, Director Planning, Ministry of Agriculture, to our discussion. Welcome you, sir. My first question is, what is the current situation of this industry?
Okay, let me explain in that way. First of all, I would like to thank for receiving me and inviting me for this program. I would like to thank IDB, all the staffs and all the members. If I answer a question, the current situation, if you look at the dairy industry in the country, it goes back 4th century BC, right? And that has been existing in the country for thousands of years. It means that industry or the dairy farming is in our blood for thousands of years. Therefore, it is not new area. It is very familiar to the Sri Lankan people, because in agrarian system, the agrarian culture of the country, and livestock or the dairy farming is a very, very close integral part of that. Therefore, it has been existing for many, many years. If you look at the current situation, now we are producing about 450 million liters a year, and it is sufficient for 42% of self-sufficiency levels, just to fulfill the 42% of the self-sufficiency levels. Unfortunately, rest is being imported from overseas, right? It's very sad to say that we have to spend 1 million USD per month to import milk-based products or milk products to the country. Anyhow, at the moment we are producing, and there are 315,000 farmers, smallholders and medium holders, are being involving in dairy farming in Sri Lanka. They are producing 450 million liters of milk annually. Normally, that is the level, but we need 750 million liters per annum just to fulfill the requirement, basic requirement of milk for our people. As per the MRI recommendations, we need 100 ml per day, right? Just to fulfill the MRI requirement, we have to produce 750. There's a gap, right? Gap of 300 million liters, right? Now we are struggling to improve our industry, dairy industry in the country, just to achieve that target. The other one is, currently we are using 2 species of animals to produce milk, the cattle and the buffaloes. It's very familiar. 20% of milk is coming from buffaloes, the rest is from other animals. Interestingly, in Sri Lankan dairy farming, 92 or 93% of people are smallholders. It means that they are having just less than 5 animals in a farm. But they are producing 92 to 93% of milk, and the medium holders and the large mega farmers, they are producing 7 to 8% of milk of the production. That is the current situation. And one thing I have to tell you, it is that most of the farmers are elderly people. Very few youngsters are coming in this field, right? It's common to any field, because this is a hard working thing. Dairying is not a very easy job, it is 24/7 job, right? The big responsibility is there. Therefore, less attraction is attained by the youngsters, right? But most of the people are elderly people, but they are performing well and they are producing milk. One thing I have to tell lastly, it is that the total value of the industry, it's about 45 billion rupees transactions, right? If you get the milk as a raw material, it worth around 45 billion rupees, right? Interestingly, out of that 45, 30 billion to 35 billion going back to rural economy annually, right? It is the most important thing. It will go to the, normally it goes to the rural farmers, and that to strengthen their lifestyle and the social welfare. That is the current situation, right?
So what would be the reasons for less attraction of the youngest people?
The main thing is that
Reputation problem?
Yes, correctly, yes. It is gain less reputation. You know that in Sinhalese language there are few words, right? Though they are very close to the people, we are using karya, right? Malu karya, pan karya, ami karya, or likewise, right? But they are very close to the people. This is kiri karya. The youngsters don't like that one, right? That term they don't like, and
that means
we have to change it. We have to change the mindset of the people, right?
People, as well as it should be a professional, some kind of a professional.
Yes, equal respect should be given to each professions, right?
Okay, sir. Now, as an industry, we have the main thing is the raw material.
Yes.
Now, in this industry, milk is the dairy production. Milk is the raw material.
Yes.
So, how can we collect this milk and dispatch to the factories?
Yes. If you look at the value chain, it starts from the farmer. He is the primary producer. Farmer is producing milk, and he gives it to the collector, either collector or a middleman, right? It operates in two ways. One way is that he directly give it to a processor or the collector, right? The second way is that milk is collected by a middleman. The middleman gives milk to the again to the processor, right? Milk is produced at the farm, and it goes to a collection point. Then it dispatched to a chilling center, and from chilling center to a processing factory, and processing factory to consumers, right? That is the chain. In milk industry, 60% of milk is collected by formal people. Formal people means formally we know that these people are collecting milk, right? The rest of 40% we cannot see very clearly who is collecting, who is consumed, or who is utilized that milk, but it is utilized by either by farmers themselves, or at village level, or rural small industries, they may use that one, and 40% goes to that informal sector, that is called informal sector. The formal sector collects 6% of milk.
Now, my next question is, what are the details about manufacturing process?
Manufacturing in Sri Lanka, we are producing three categories of milk products, right? One is dry product. It's very famous. You know that it's powder milk. Powder milk, right? The moisture content is very low. That is why it's called dry product. We are fulfilling 14 to 15% of powder milk requirement of the country, right? Again, 85 is being imported from overseas, right? Nowadays, you know that it is being disturbed because of the economic turbulences and all. The second one is the semi-solid productions, right? Semi-solid production means that yogurts, right, or different types of yogurts falls under this category. The third one is the liquid one, right, either flavored or plain liquid milk. These are the three categories produced in Sri Lanka. and actually we don't have correct figures how much of milk is going for liquid milk, how much is going for powder milk, and how much is going for the semi solid one. But if you look at the profit, most profitable one is the semi solid one, of the production of yogurts, right? There's a big market in yogurt for the yogurt in Sri Lanka. For instance, say that Colombo municipality, it needs say 5 million cups of yogurts per day, right? It changes during rainy season, right? But normally there's a big market for yogurts.
Sir, now as an industry, the technology is the most important thing in the industry.
Yes.
So what kind of technology we can use in this industry, as well as are those technologies available in here?
Yes. First, I would like to say that there are 14 big players collecting milk, right? I said that 6% is going to the formal sector. The 14 number of big players, I mean big collectors are there. What they do is that they collect milk and they process milk and they sell it, right? As per your question, the technology, what is the available technology? We have all the sophisticated technologies, right, for milk production in the country, but we are using at different levels, right? That household level we are using very basic technology, right? But when we come to the processing small scale or the medium scale processing factory, we are using such medium level technology. When we come to big processing factory, they are using high level technology. The technology is there. We can use technology for instance, say that households, if a person wants to start up a business with milk products, right? Say want to produce yogurts, right? It's a very basic technology is there, but that technology should be up to the standards, right? Standards are fixed by the SLSI, Sri Lanka Institute of what do you call it?
Sri Lanka
Standards Institute. And I mean that what we have to do is that the technology should be up to the standards. If the technology is up to the standards, we can get a very good quality product, yes, and it is preferred by the consumer. Therefore, all the time, the Sri Lankan government or the responsible parties are trying to bring that sophisticated technology into the industry.
So now we have discussed about the standards here.
Yep.
What kind of standards? That means only SLSI standards, or some kind of while we are exporting, we have to use some kind of standards. We have to follow up some kind of broad range of standards. Some are unique to the country.
Yes.
So can you briefly explain about that, sir?
And as you questioned, the standards are voluntarily, always it is voluntary process, right? If we want to adapt it, we can adapt it. If not, we can refuse it or reject it. Normally, we urge Sri Lankan producers to get SLSI standards, right, or comply with that one, because they have fixed, the SLSI fixed standards which are good for the Sri Lankan environment, right? It's good for the Sri Lankan consumers, right? Sometimes if you ask about the imports, right? Some importers claim that their standards are above our standards, right? They are complying with the international standards. Sometimes it may be correct, but the thing is that, to my knowledge, we have no facilities to sometimes test whether the products are complying with the international standards or not, right? Technology and some laboratory facilities we are lacking of. Therefore, sometimes we have to believe their statements without doing testing, right? But I believe that they are in the international business, therefore they are complying with the international standards and all. They are telling truth, right, and trustworthy people. And but Sri Lankan government always urge Sri Lankan producers to comply with the Sri Lankan standards.
Okay, sir. Then my question is, what do you think about the how should be the government cooperation in this industry?
Right. You know that there is a separate section for animal production and health. There is a separate department established under Ministry of Agriculture, right? And under that one, each and every province has got a separate department, provincial department of animal production and health. Under that one, there are many veterinary surgeons and extension staff, right? We have 337 sub-offices throughout the country, scattered throughout the country, and through them we extend our supportive services to the grassroots level, I mean the farmers, right? If a farmer wants to improve their farming activity, right, they can claim it from the nearest veterinary surgeon's office. They can go and ask the technology. What we do is we transfer technology to the farmer just to improve their production, improve the productivity, and improve the profits, right? If the business is lucrative, they are in the business, right? If not, gradually they are eating out of the business. Therefore, that is the support, and it is free of charge. I have to mention that it is free of charge. Anybody can go to the nearest veterinary surgeon's office and ask if they want to say they are having a dairy farm, how dairy farm is done. Yes, we can extend, we can provide them with whatever the necessary technology, right, just to improve their farming activity. If they want to know about the production or value addition production, yes, we have our extension officers and they will provide that knowledge. If they want to know that, if a farmer wants to know more than that, we have training centers, 9 training centers, right? In each province, they can go and have residential training courses.
That means under the Ministry of Agriculture.
Under Ministry of Agriculture, and it's free of charge again, right? Most of the services are free of charge. Sometimes it is being subsidized, right? Very few bucks you have to pay and get the service.
What are the other government organizations that means involved in this industry?
A part of that, Ministry of Agriculture, the last division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Department of Animal Production and Health. There are many other, for instance, Samurdhi, Mahavali, and likewise some government ministries are involving in, some NGOs are involving in, right? There are many people are involving in this industry, right? I mean, to me, to my knowledge, I think that there are about 8 or 9, 10 organizations, different organizations are there to help.
I think Export
farmers.
Development Board also doing a marvelous thing to the industry.
Export Development Board and your
Industrial Development
Board. They are doing something.
Then, sir, we have to move on to the complications in this and issues faced by this industry. What are they?
Complications means if one wants to come into this industry, they have to keep that in mind. This is 24/7 job, right? You are handling another life, right? Live animal. Then we have to look after that animal very well. If animal is looked after very well, it gives it back to us, right, as milk or whatever it is. Therefore, we have to dedicate for that process or the activity, right? We have to be with that one, and we have to feed the animals very well. We have to keep the animals in a good condition, right? and we have to look at the health facilities, right? We have to provide other environmental things, right? Therefore, if any person thinks that this is a very easy one and easy task and we can do this and that, no, it's not like that, right? This is, I mean, that is not very hard job, but it's a responsibility is there, right? If one can get that responsibility, they can do it very well. That's the thing. Issues means in Sri Lanka, we have observed that the animals are starved. You may wonder, because everywhere you go, you can see greenery, right? Though we are having so much of things, right? Animals are underfed, right? Why? Most of the time, people get this industry as a secondary one while doing something else, right? And what they do is they get the animal in the morning, tether to a tree, and go their job or what their businesses, and when they come back in the evening, they get the animal and come back to the home, right? We know the animal get sufficient feed. We don't know the animal got sufficient amounts of volumes of water, right? Milk is water, basically water, right? If the animal is fed with correct rations of forage and grasses plus water, you get a good harvest of milk, right? This is number one. Correctly, how we can correctly we can get a good price for milk, right? There are middlemen, right? There are middlemen, and sometimes they come and get milk at cheaper prices. Therefore, it's one of issues in the country, right? Some people, they do some adulterations, right, to get some profits, more profits. They add water, they add something else, right, to get increase the volumes or increase the solid material in the milk, right? It's again an issue, right? Then number one is the animal nutrition. Number two is the volume adulteration and all, right? Then again, the most important thing is milk transportation, right? You know that milk is a very perishable item, right? You have to transport milk within 4 hours time. If not, bacteria will grow in the milk, right? Then it will spoil. Therefore, as soon as possible, when we get the milk, we have to transfer it to a processing center, or what we have to do is we have to chill it or bring down the temperature to 4 centigrade, that temperature level. It's very difficult, right? Because in a rural area, we have no that facilities. Therefore, we have to give it milk to a collection point, and then milk is dispatched to a chilling center, right? It's an issue, right? The milk collection route in the country is not very much equipped with all the machineries or the necessary items. Therefore, it's again an issue. And lastly, that this is dying off business, right? Every year we get reduction of numbers, right? Because no youngsters are coming in. The elderly people are in. Sometimes they lose their businesses and then they quit. As a result of many reasons. Is one again, it's the biggest problem, right? Has become a biggest problem to the industry. People are not coming. Nowadays what we are facing is the challenge from the outside businesses. I mean the importation market, right? Milk importation. Most of the time Sri Lankan people, especially our household people, they prefer to get powder milk instead of having the liquid milk. It's because mainly because of the easiness of preparing things. But
I think it's very easy to reach to the powder milk,
Powder milk,
but
yes.
liquid milk
Yeah,
that
yeah.
there
And
is issue dealing with availability.
availability and the price, right?
Prices.
Yes, correct. But one thing we have to think of, it is that the quality of the product, right? We don't know. What we urge to say, always go for Sri Lankan, right? Eat Sri Lankan, be Sri Lankan, right? Get Sri Lankan and be Sri Lankan. If we buy Sri Lankan product, indirectly you are supporting to a Sri Lankan people, right? Sri Lankan economy, right? The drainage of our foreign exchange to buy milk products is about 350 to 400 million USD per annum. We can save it here in the country and we can use it for our development work, right? Your question, the issues, it's the biggest issue at the moment. We cannot fight with the multinational companies because they are having so many techniques to fight against and promote their production, products and all in the country, right?
Now, as I think in the rural areas, most of the liquid milks liquid milk they are using. But in this
now the trend has been changed after the COVID, right? COVID period. Now there's a big demand in the urban areas.
Urban
right?
areas, but it's not
availability. Yes, because we are producing 40% of the requirement.
Yeah.
That's why the thing. It's happening. Therefore, if we can produce more milk, yes.
That mobile cycle system or something else, I could remember in my childhood there was some kind of a mobile cycle system to purchase some liquid milk.
Yes.
But in these days we have to move to some kind of a shops and
we are now Minister of Agriculture get that concept, right? And we are now we are constructing 6 small scale, small scale or medium scale processing factories in the country with the assistance of French government, right? What we do is we process milk collected from the surrounding area, we process at that point and we dispatch it to the nearest market, right? It may be sometimes pressurized milk or sterilized milk, whatever it is, we sell it nearest market. Yeah, we are having currently we are going to open the number 1 in Kurunagal area on 4th July. Number 1 area. There we can process 10,000 liters of milk per day, and we are having another 5 in Varipola, the Kurunagal, Putalam, Nabalapitiya, Athanagalla and Polonnaru, right? It's your concept, but in a different, we are presenting in different way, right?
I think you are working on that.
Yes, we are working on that. The thing is that our production is the main problem. First we have to address the production part, and if we can increase the production, we can do more.
Yeah. Then sir, could you please explain about the value addition products in this industry?
Yes. If you produce milk and if you want to sell it as a raw product or the raw material, right, you can get 140 to 180 rupees per litre. That is the current price in Sri Lanka. If your quality is higher, you can get the higher price for that one. If you want to go for value addition, right, you can earn more. For instance, say you want to produce yogurt. Out of 1 liter of milk, you can produce 11 cups of yogurts, right? Different type of yogurts. So minimally 11 cups, right? 11 cups. If you sell, then the current price is in the market is around 70 rupees a cup, right? Your production cost is around 35 rupees or less than that, right? If you are not using gelatin, right, gelatin as an ingredient, it is around 35 rupees. If you are using gelatin, it coming down, right? You sell your product at the market 70 rupees. See the gap, right? That is the profit. And say if you allocate 20% for the dealer margin, right? Again, you have a very handsome profit for you, right? Therefore, if you go for value addition, yogurt is the best one, right? There's a very big market for ice creams, dairy ice creams, right? Now the technology is available. If you have 1 liter of milk, you can produce 2.2 liters of ice cream, right? Now the price is, say, vanilla ice cream, 1 liter is around 750 or 900 rupees, right? And you can get 2 liters of ice cream out of 1 liter of milk, right? Say 1800 rupees we can get out of 1 liter of milk, right? The profit, if you allocate dealer margins and all and your handling charges and everything, you can get a very good profit out of that, right? There's a big demand again for flavored milk, right? Whether it's vanilla or chocolate flavored or whatever it is, there's a big demand, especially among the school children. There's a big demand for that one. The current price of 250 ml bottle is about 170 or 150, right? You can produce at least, say, four bottles out of 1 liter of milk, right? If you purchase at 140 rupees or 150 rupees, say your selling price is 150, you can make 600 rupees out of that, right? That is, again, you can get a good profit margin. Say that one thing that in buffalo milk, right, you can make curd. It's a very delicious, very good thing which is very unique to Sri Lanka. We can promote and we can go for export market if we want, right? It's like Greek yogurt in other countries. It's a very good cuisine and very good delicacy in the country. And if we can promote Kitul, Pani and trickle and curd, it's another market, right? There's a big market for curd. Likewise, we can create market, right? If there's a good entrepreneur, he can create a market, right? Likewise, there are many people in the country, those who are involved in their industry, they create market, right? Throughout their advertisements, throughout their other promotions, they create market. And if you go for value addition, I prefer to suggest to go for yogurts. You can earn good money. If you go for curd, you can earn very good money, right?
Okay, sir. Then can you explain about the market? That now we are discuss about the value addition production and what is the market share? That means in the local as well as in the foreign. That means export and local.
Export market, very rarely we can get for dairy products, right? Very less amount of volumes of milk is being exported to few countries, especially Maldives. We send some tourist industry, the tourist hotels in Maldives. We export some milk products, right? But locally we have a big demand and big market. Our share, if you look at the share, powder milk, Sri Lankan share is 15%, right? We lost. Then yogurt, there are big players. They are having, I can't say the names of the products. Big players, the common, very popular names you can see in the market. They have the share. One thing I have to say that Minister of Agriculture, the government owns one company, Highland. Our share is about 45% of the market share of the yogurt market. We produce liquid milk. Our share is about 50% in liquid milk. And ice creams, we are the number one. I mean, we get the lion's share in the market in ice creams, right? In that way, there are many other players, big players. They are doing, they are producing these products and they are coming to the market and they lead the market. But very interesting thing is there in remote areas, right? Peri-urban areas, there are small producers. There are 5,000 odd number of people are producing milk products, right? They are producing special yogurts and flavored milk, right? We cannot see their movements, we cannot see their production, we cannot see their markets because we are far away from their places, right? Especially most of the people are women, right? They are using milk to produce so many other things, some delicacies, some sweets like milk toffees, likewise they produce and they sell in their local markets. Therefore we cannot see, we cannot count, right? We cannot see anything. If you go to southern part of the country, right, through the expressway, Matara, that exit, you can see some special curd pots, right? There are big market for these ones also. If you want, you can create the market and you can sell it and you can make good profits out of milk industry. Yes.
In local.
Yes, there's a big demand. We cannot cater that one. Still we are behind the levels.
That means the main issue dealing with the production capacity.
Production, yes. Because you know that if you look at the history, sometimes we are promoted or we have been supported immensely by the government, right, for the production. Sometimes we did not get such sort of support. Therefore, you know that this is very time consuming industry, right? We have to wait at least, if you have a calf, you have to wait at least 2.5 years to get the result. See milk, right? 2.5 is very long time for a business, right? You have to spend your money and you have to just look at. Yes. After 3 years time you can get the results, right? 3 years means very big period for a business.
That means if we need to develop the export market, what will be the suggestions? That
Yes.
means go to the export level.
Export level, right?
I think in the
I'll share I'll share one of my experiences, right? One day I met a person who is a graduate person, BCom graduate from University of Jawadanapura. That young person came to me and asked support to improve his production. He is involving in, at the time he was involving in dairy production, right? He is from Venapu area. Then I have visited that place. I saw he's having some basic equipments, but his level of production and the adoption for the quality is very high. And we lead him to improve, and then after the improvement he bid with the Sri Lankan catering, I mean the airlines. He has become the main provider of milk products to the any airline come to the Sri Lanka, right? Now he is doing that business, right? It is the only one I see. The other one is some are producing the cheeses, mozzarella cheese, right? Mozzarella cheeses. Some foreigners are also involving in that one. Foreigners in Sri Lanka, they are also involving in that production of mozzarella cheese, right? Some amount of some volumes are being exported, right? In that way, if we want to export market, curd is the number one, right? It's a Sri Lankan product. If we can get Sri Lankan identity, we can get the Sri Lankan identity with, as I told you, curd with trickle, right? With Kitul tree, the Kitul trickle. Yes, we can promote it, right? It's a very good delicacy. We can promote to the other countries, right? Because I have seen some tourists in Hikadu area. They were searching for some curds, very good quality curd. I have seen in Hikadu area. Therefore, it's an export market for that one. The biggest limitation or the constraint is the low production of the milk in the country. Therefore, we have to cater the local demand. Then we have to look at the. But if somebody wants to go for the capture the outside market or the overseas market, there are some market open for stir yogurts, fruit yogurts, right? If one wants to, I will give one hint that aloe vera yogurt, there's a big market in other countries, right? If you can produce aloe vera yogurt, yes, there's a market. As I told you, if one wants to create a market, right? We can create a market and we can perform in that market. We can achieve the things, right? In that way.
Okay, sir. Then my final question is, what will you say to a newcomer in this industry? That means, what will be the challenges and what are the talents should they
achieve,
improve?
Okay.
Yeah.
First, I must tell you that government always welcome newcomers, right? We are here to support. We can support by providing some funds, by providing technology or any other support that they need, right? There are many loan schemes provided by the Sri Lankan banks, low interest loan schemes, and the technology is 100% free. It's free of charge, and other extension requirement is needed. Yes, it is available and it is free of charge again. One thing I want to tell any person who wishes to come in, that before come to this industry, please learn about this, study about this one, right? Study about this one and have a discussion with a person who is involved in that one. Go and have a look at how farming is done in any level, right? And first try to understand the responsibility of this job. That is the foremost thing, right? If you have a very good understanding of the responsibility and the gravity of this work, then we can easily come into this field and can survive longer period. This is my advice. Before you come, please study, please look or search for or research for the avenues that we can have. Look for the other supportive services and support we can get free of charge or for our money, and please look for the market. That's a very, very important thing is the market. If you produce something, if one is coming and buy it from you for a cheaper price, you will lose at the end of the day. Go for the higher prices, try to improve the bargaining power, right? That's the thing, and improve the entrepreneurship qualities. And I'd like to invite all the youngsters to come in if they wish to come, and government would like to welcome them and would like to extend our full support for their businesses. And please look this or take this industry as a business, right? Then you can survive. You want to make profits out of this one, your activities, your involvement, you have to make profit, and then only you can survive and you can have an idea of existence, right? Otherwise you will lose at some point. Therefore, if you want to come, anyone want to come to industry, please look for the market, look for the services and suitability, right, and adaptability. We can adapt it or not, then we don't know. If we have a desire, we can come, and if we cannot adapt something, some environmental factors and other factors, then we are in a trouble. Therefore, study that one, learn that one, and then come and then perform well, right? We are there to support. Yes.
Thank you, sir. This is the end of our session. I would like to pay my gratitude to Dr. Niroshan Gamage, Director Planning, Ministry of Agriculture, to join with us to make this discussion a valuable and successful one. So thank you very much for giving this time to us for make a valuable discussion. I think it will be a good discussion to the viewers also. Thank you very much, sir. Then thank you for the all who joined with us, and have a nice day.